Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 559 of the Garden City Community Chat Show. It's Thursday, January 13th, 2021. Hey, we're happy that you could join us tonight. We hope you're all safe and doing well. I am your host, Kerry. Also joining me tonight, Garden City's very own meteorologist, Dr. Tom Iwinski. Tom, how you doing?
Doing well, but I'm on the hunt for the sun. It's been a little while since we've seen him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And last but not least, former Garden City councilman, also currently serving as Kiwanis of Garden City president and longtime resident, Mr. Mike Jones. Mike, you doing all right?
I'm doing great, Terry.
Good.
Feeling good.
Good. Hey, tonight we have a good one for you. Our good friend Derek Fisher, Garden City Public School Superintendent, will be here. He'll talk about the renovations continuing at the schools and how that's coming along. Also talk about, once again, the COVID situation and how that's being handled and what measures are being taken to, keep our kids and teachers all safe. I'll get his thoughts on the recent school lockdown that occurred and if he thought everything went well and would he have done anything different. Hey, Joe Bartley's also here from J&J Taxes and More. It's that time of year again. He's back with another tax talk segment for you. But first up will be Doppler Tom with the weather and see how long this deep freeze is going to last. And I hear we're going to be dodging a major
2 months.
Yeah. And then we'll close out the show with Mike and some all-important community announcements for you. But before we get to Tom, I want to mention the guests that we have lined up for you so you can get them on your calendar. Next week on January 20th, finally, after talking about it for some time, our guest will be Dennis Newbacher, former Shopper 7 pilot for Channel 7 News, and he's currently the morning traffic reporter on WWJ News Radio 950. He's going to be here. Been a while since we've seen Dennis. I'm Mike.
Yes, it is.
Looking forward to talking with him, and also joining us will be Len Fisher from the Inspire Theater. He'll be here to promote his upcoming show, Rumors. And finally, on January 27th, Stacy Karafotis, she'll be here to let us know how her first couple of weeks on the job are going. She was recently sworn in on Monday, replacing Councilmember Kelly Kerwin. And let me just say thank you to Kelly for her service to the city and welcome Stacy. She has some big shoes to fill, that's for sure, but congratulations to both. Let's see, that's some really good guests we got coming up, so we hope that you'll be able to join us. All right, grab your hot chocolate or hot toddy, especially on this cold winter night, and join us for the next hour or so. Remember, if you have any questions or comments and you're watching us live on Facebook, please go ahead and put them in the comment section, and we'll do our best to get those on the screen and get them answered for you. You can also text your questions to 734-788-9319. We also want to take a minute to say thank you to all of you who listen and support us every Thursday night, not only from our hometown of Garden City, but several of our surrounding communities as well. We really appreciate your support, and we'll continue to promote our community and yours. And please continue to watch, share, and listen. We appreciate it. Remember, if your community or organization has any events or announcements that you want to get out to the community and surrounding areas, what should they do, Mike?
Email us.
Yes, be sure to email the details to us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com or message us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/GCChat. And Mike will be more than happy, right, Mike, to pass that info along.
That's right, Terry.
Absolutely. All right, let's get Tom in here now with a quick check of the weather, and then we'll spend some time chatting with Superintendent Derek Fisher. Hold on. Get Tom. Hello. Okay, let's do a check on weather with Doppler Tom. Let's see what he has in store for the rest of this week and the weekend coming up. Tom, take it away. Not too cold today, Tom.
Yeah, the last few days have been really nice. I mean, we got temperatures above freezing. We didn't see any sun, but the temperatures above freezing definitely helps if you want to go out and about and get some fresh air out there. But earlier in the week, it was definitely much colder. I mean, morning lows were in the single digits with wind chills below zero, and some of those mornings were pretty cold out there. But the last few mornings haven't been too bad, and this pattern will kind of continue. We're going to see some ups and downs again as we get into the next few days. But for the rest of tonight, we're going to see probably the clouds stick around. They might break up a little bit, but more clouds than clear skies out there. And temperatures will be in the 20s, so a nicer. I mean, when you're saying 20s in January for Michigan for overnight lows, you kind of are saying that it's relatively warmish compared to what we can deal with.
Yeah.
So I lose that term loosely out there. And as we get into Friday and into the weekend, we're going to see temperatures, again, doing a little bit of a roller coaster, ups and downs. On Friday, we'll see temperatures, again, in the 20s for high temperatures, but then they'll drop throughout the day. And then as we get into Friday night, we'll see temperatures in the teens for overnight lows. And then on Saturday, we're finally going to see the sun break out. And it's been so much time since we have seen that sun. And even when the temperatures are cold, just the sun's presence in general helps. And we're definitely going to be seeing it arrive over the weekend. And the clouds will break up on Saturday with temperatures remaining in the 20s. And then we'll probably see overnight lows on Saturday night in the single digits again, with clearing skies out there. And then on Sunday, we'll see the sun stick around with temperatures getting into the upper 20s. So that will be pretty nice. And then as we get into Martin Luther King Day on Monday, we'll see temperatures again remaining kind of going back up there. We'll probably get into the lower 30s again. So
wow,
just a little bit up and down with temperatures each and every day. And unfortunately, as we get into next week, the clouds will return and we'll see more clouds than sun throughout all of next week. But we'll see temperatures a little bit more milder next week with temperatures 30s for the early portion of the week and then dropping back down into the 20s for the end of next week. So I can't complain. I mean, we're going to see the ups and downs with temperatures. At least it's not a consistent cold where it's freezing every morning out there and every day you're just bundling up out there. But we've seen the ups and downs of temperatures definitely reduced the snowpack out there. There's not too much snow left out there with temperatures melting it pretty quickly. So winter is kind of here. I mean, it comes and goes. I don't really see any significant winter storms to really speak of that are going to be affecting our area for probably the rest of the month. So if you want snow, unfortunately, I can't give it to you. I think Richard put a curse on our area, and it's just missing the whole area into the whole region. So put all your complaints to Richard if you want the snow. But I think as the main part, a lot of people are probably liking not seeing a whole lot of snow across the region because we can get quite a bit of snow across the region this time of year. But there will be lots of snow across the U.S. and expanding outward and quickly talking about some other weather. We have a pretty big winter storm going to be affecting the U.S. and it will be really affecting the northern plains from the Dakotas going down through Iowa and then going into the southern United States. In the upper plains, they're going to probably see a lot of accumulating snow, up to a foot of snow out there. Wow. And then as the system moves south, it will again gain a lot of strength. And parts of the south will see a lot of snow and ice as well. Parts of the Carolinas will see that into Georgia as well. And then it will go all the way up the coast and bring in another snowstorm for them. More rain across the coastal cities than snow. So a lot of the major cities won't see a lot of impacts, but there'll be a lot of significant impacts inland if you're traveling across that region. But it's kind of doing a little horseshoe and missing the Great Lakes. So count your blessings because it could have been whole much worse at this time, but we're going to be missing that. But if you want to keep tuned to all my local weather information, just go to my website, DopplerTomsWeather.com, and find the sunglasses because you're going to need them this weekend.
Okay. That and layers of clothing.
So later or just stay inside.
Hey, before we get to our guest, I just want to mention a few people in there watching. We have Patty Fix. We have Garden City Fire Chief Kathy Harmon. How you doing? Mayor Randy Walker's in there. Hello, Mayor. Also, Darlene Jablonski is in there from the school board. Also, Sandy Abraham, William Werhan, Mrs. Chad is in there. Sherry Frost. Ed Wilhite from Hog's Backyard Barbecue. Boy, if you haven't tried that, you're going to want to do that. So very good. Also, Sarah Roffey from the school board is in there as well. And, let's see, Mark Mukovich is in there. Thank you all for joining us. All right, let's introduce our guest for tonight. He is the superintendent of Garden City Public Schools and a good friend to the show. Please welcome Superintendent Derek Fisher. How you doing, sir?
I'm well. Thanks for having me on tonight, gentlemen. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it as well. So everybody's doing good?
You know what? We're doing well. We're navigating this pandemic, and we're hopeful for an eventual transition here sooner rather than later. Looking forward for this pandemic shifting into endemic mode.
Yeah.
And it looks like that, that could happen. I don't want to keep guessing or predicting.
Right.
Because it has been a challenge to navigate these past 22 and a half months.
Exactly.
But I will be meeting with the Wayne County Health Department tomorrow with other superintendents. We'll have an update from them. And I expect that we'll probably be updating our guidance once we get additional direction from them as they've worked to adopt, clarify, and maybe add to the most recent update from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, another difficult year for you, that's for sure, for all of us. And did you ever think that we'd be almost 2 years and we're still talking about COVID?
Yeah, I remember when it first happened, we were thinking the worst thing would be if we were out for 2 weeks and then we ran into spring break and we would come back after spring break and we would have to work to make up 2 weeks at the end of the school year. That was the initial prediction of many education leaders. And as we worked kind of early on in those early stages, and like you said, here we are now, 22 months later. Yeah. I've got the gray beard to prove it.
Right. So tell us, Derek, schools are open. Are we doing in-person and virtual, or how's that working? What are the precautions you're taking?
We have approximately 99.5% of our students in person.
Okay.
Most recently, since we returned from the winter break, since we returned from the holidays, our biggest challenge has been staffing. And of course, that is a product of the rapid spread and transmission of the Omicron variant.
Right.
So we did have some challenges at Lathers last week. We are back in person with our kindergarten students now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the nature of the beast. There is an educator shortage. There's challenges in the workforce on all levels, whether it's teacher, paraprofessional, bus driver, food service worker, custodian. Overall, we have weathered the storm much better than a number of districts.
Mm-hmm.
You have people go down sick, and you need to give them time to recuperate and time to quarantine. It does present challenges. We post our numbers daily, our student and staff numbers. Of course, those are confidential, but we share that information publicly. And we update our dashboard, our COVID-19 dashboard, and folks go in there regularly. They check on that document, and they can see where we're looking at, where we're at with shortages. And we had some challenges last week and into this week with Farmington, but we've managed to pull every resource and get creative. And hats off to the staff, hats off to the principals for making this work, because we are committed to in-person instruction. Now that we're 22 months into this, the data is coming out.
Yes.
The studies nationwide that show where do kids learn best. They learn best when they're in person with teachers in front of them. And to that end, we remain committed, and I am passionate. I'm a former classroom teacher. Yeah. I firmly believe in the power of public education. And, our kids. Yes.
You're doing a great job, I'll tell you.
Right now. And it's easy to say that nobody signed up for it, but what we signed up for was to support this community and educate our students. And that is my conviction.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, with kids 5 years and up being eligible for the shot, do we know what the percentage of our kids are who have been vaccinated or no?
We can run reports through a database. It's referred to as MICR. And I'm also happy to share that just this evening we sent information out. We're partnering with Wayne County Health Department again to do another vaccine clinic. And that is on Friday, January 21st. That information was sent out over In Touch. So we have another clinic that's open to parents, staff, and of course students.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be it'll be hosted at Garden City Middle School on January 21st from 2 to 6 p.m. And parents and staff who want the booster, that'll also be available for them.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Can you send that information to me?
Sure.
Okay, great. All right, let's move on now to the recent lockdown that we had. Did it go as well as you expected, or was there anything you would have done differently?
You know, I think when you look at an incident like that, you have to define what was the ultimate outcome.
Right.
The ultimate outcome was our kids went home safe, our staff went home safe. We had the support of our police department, and you know, there were no weapons, no contraband, no firearms, no munitions were recovered. The challenge we have is what other districts had across the Southeast Michigan area, across the state. There were numerous copycat threats, and our process is to err on the side of caution. And when you have a building that large with 900 students, and you do a comprehensive search of the building to ensure student and staff safety, the lockdown can go on for a while. And it's also important to realize that once that lockdown is called and police are on the scene, it's their scene. It's not the principal's show. It's not Derek Fisher's show.
They take over. It's
not Garden City Public Schools. Just like we default to the good information that comes from medical professionals, you know, as we're dealing with this pandemic, I'm not making this guidance up, at whim. And maybe that's to the chagrin of some folks. They say, why don't you just do this? I'm not a medical doctor. And I used to be a police officer once upon a time. I don't know if people remember or know.
No, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I did back in the mid to late 90s. I spent some time on the Chicago Police Department.
Wow.
But things have changed quite a bit in the world of law enforcement and a response to school shootings and how we act in a post-Columbine world. And it's important to note when those law enforcement professionals, when those first responders are on scene, it's their show. And Derek Fisher follows directions from them because they do an awesome job. They've kept us safe. Historically, we've had a very strong and supportive relationship with the Garden City Police Department. And with my experience, both as a classroom teacher and a beat officer in one of the roughest neighborhoods of Chicago, I've worked to foster and maintain that relationship and that dialogue. And we have a long history of working with some wonderful school resource officers and Chief of Police, Sergeant Shippey, our school resource officer. They're just a phone call away, and we talk regularly and often, I'm making sure our buildings are safe. So, could we have done things differently? Absolutely. That anytime you go through an experience like that, you always walk away learning something.
Right.
But the main thing is
knowing the kids were safe. Absolutely.
You have a plan. You implement that plan with fidelity. Some people may be frustrated because it drags on or it doesn't end as soon as they would like it. It would be nice to be in a world where we don't have to use a lockdown like that. But unfortunately, like I said, we're going to err on the side of safety, and we're going to work to promote awareness and just really keep our kids safe. That's our charge. Keeping our kids
safe. That's the main thing. I know it was a long day for everybody, and some parents were upset, but like you said, once the first responders show up, it's their ball game, like you said, and they just have to realize to show some patience, and it's a tough situation everybody's in.
Well, and it's also important to note that we were just coming off of that the tragedy in Oxford, and I happen to know some of the school leaders out there and what they're going through. So we continue to learn as superintendents and school leaders and as school districts from these events, as sad as that is. We are a district that has practiced and trained with the police department and have co-facilitated Alice Institute principles: alert, lockdown, inform, counter, and evacuate.
Right.
So that is drilled with staff. Many staff have gone through that training, like many of our citizens have, that classroom piece and those scenarios. And our officers, they regularly get into our buildings, push in, and familiarize themselves with our buildings. They do after-hours training in our buildings to make sure they can respond expeditiously to any crisis that we may encounter.
So they're on top of it, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
And Mike did too. I took the Citizens Academy. We learned about Alice in there, and it's quite a quite a training exercise, that's for sure.
It's
Absolutely.
impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. Well, yeah,
Yeah,
just
I'm a
yesterday.
certified trainer, so the way we do our training here is we co-facilitate it with the police department.
Uh-huh.
And we bring, I'm there, we bring their officers in, we'll bring approximately 60 staff members in at a time so we can get the school perspective and talk about the school perspective as well as the law enforcement perspective and combine those two philosophies to make sure that we're responding the best way we can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sarah Rafi says Garden City PD is awesome. Grateful for them. Absolutely. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
And also, too, just to share, I put out some communication specific to the lockdown event and our continued investigation.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, detectives are working on that, and we're navigating some components related to social media and the research that goes along with that to do investigation. And the FBI is also involved. So when you have an organization like the Federal Bureau of Investigation that have committed resources to a local investigation, you can be assured that it's taken seriously. And that we're looking to hold somebody accountable.
Yeah, I was just going to say this stuff is taken very serious now, and somebody's going to pay. I mean, it's just not worth it.
Yeah, and just yesterday, we received updated correspondence from Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy.
Mm-hmm.
We work with her. A number of superintendents in Wayne County have been in contact with her office as we've worked to hold individuals who commit these acts accountable. So she updated a letter for us, and that letter went out to the community yesterday explaining what the consequences for such acts are. And it's very serious. And they range often when these students and these young people are charged, there will be 3 or 4 misdemeanor charges along with 3 or 4 felony charges that are coupled with that.
Wow.
And it is
that'll ruin their life. That can ruin their life right there.
absolutely
It's not worth it. Just not worth it. Yeah, I mean, just yesterday they had an incident in Warren where a kid supposedly brought a gun into the school. Are we getting to the point where we're going to have to install metal detectors and clear backpacks like some schools are doing?
You know what? There's a lot of research out there.
Yeah.
The metal detectors, they are not practical, and they in no way can defeat a dedicated sort of individual. And what they do is often in the school environment, in the school setting, they actually create what we call choke points, or you create a bottleneck of individuals, and that can lead to other dangerous type situations.
Yeah.
So research available from multiple law enforcement agencies show that in most suburban settings or suburban type or rural schools, metal detectors are not a way to defeat bringing a weapon in. There's windows, there's various other ways. We know kids are creative. We know individuals are creative. And we don't want to create as a dangerous sort of choke point where we're hurting individuals into a narrow entryway.
Sure. Now, how are the parents notified once you get the threat and once you know you're going down on lockdown? How is that?
Generally, as soon as we go into lockdown, there's an in touch that goes out. And when we can, we put out updates. What we're not going to do is keep putting out the same update over and over and over.
Right.
Repetitive. We're in lockdown. We'll keep you informed. And what they have to realize, we dedicate our resources. We dedicate our most valuable resources, which is personnel, to be boots on the ground to ensure that building is safe. So with that, our focus is on making sure kids are safe, and we're communicating actively with police command and officers who are on scene.
Right. It's not really a question of how long this is going to take. It's a question of, do you want your kids to stay safe?
Absolutely.
That is the main thing. And parents need to understand that. They really do. I know it's
I'm
tough.
a parent too.
I know.
That, knowing their superintendent, having been to professional development with him, recognizing that he's a colleague that's invested in his district, just as I am, that was a gut punch for me, knowing what he must be going through. So what we can do is work together thoughtfully and collaboratively as a community, recognizing that we've got a wonderful resource from our first responders and knowing that we're all committed to safety.
Well, we're talking about
screaming at one another and throwing shade on social media doesn't solve anything.
No, exactly.
Quite frankly, as a school leader, I'm well beyond that because I don't have time to worry about that because I'm invested in what's going on in the district in the moment.
Yep. And we've talked about this before when you've been on the show, where the parents need to really get involved and sit down with their kid and let them know what's going on and how serious this is, and be involved in their kids' life. Check their cell phones, check what they're doing on the computer. They have no privacy as far as I'm concerned when they're in your house and you're paying for that phone.
Yeah. And, and
I'm
unfortunately,
sorry to say that.
the world of social media has made everybody's lives a little bit more difficult when
Yep.
there's these negative influences out there.
Yes.
In TikTok, or there's these posts that get
Snapchat.
posted over and over and over.
Yep.
And when we're coming off an event like the tragedy with Oxford, all of that does is it generates additional fear and anxiety, and it keeps people from thinking reasonably sometimes. And it really ramps up the fear. And we understand that. But it's mindful, we need parents to be mindful that, we need their help with
Yes.
one, monitoring their students' social media, because that is not a school job. That is not within the school's realm of duty
Nope.
to monitor student social media.
That's right.
Unless we're made aware of a specific threat that we need to react to.
Right.
So we need parents' help. I encourage them, and I
Mhm.
ask them and implore them to be our partner as we work to keep our kids safe.
Yep. That's a great point. Great point. You're not the ones that are monitoring Facebook. It has to be the parents. Well, let's pray that this doesn't have to be implemented anytime soon again,
Agreed.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some good stuff now. How about the renovations that are, oh, by the way, that wasn't just the high school that was locked down, right? That was all schools in the district?
No, that was specific to the high school. We
Okay.
notified our, part of the thing we do, we notify all of our other buildings. We notify our principals. I put an email out to all staff sharing that the high school is in lockdown. We're managing the
Gotcha.
situation. But when we're dealing with a specific situation, it's our resources are dedicated to where the event is taking place.
Okay, gotcha. Sandy Abraham just wanted to mention that Garden Towers would like to thank Mr. Fisher and the middle school students for making Christmas cards for the residents. They really
Sandy, thank you. I want to thank Sandy for being such a good community partner to the district and always working to keep the senior tower involved with things going on in the school. And she provides us with wonderful opportunities to engage our stakeholders at the tower. And I've learned a lot from her. So she's a great resident, and I'm honored to know her.
Yeah, she's a faithful viewer of the show as well, and we really appreciate her. So let's get back to the renovations now. First tell everybody where the money came from and how much you're working with it.
Yeah, all the renovations going on currently, we're focusing certainly right now in this bond scope, a bond project, bid package 1 and 2, specific to Garden City High School and parts of Cambridge. That was a product of the spring 2020 facilities bond. It was a $50 million bond, and it seems like a long time ago.
Is that
It was
2020 already?
Yeah, that was, and if you recall, that was,
Wow.
we were still in the early months of the COVID event, and there was some concern, that can you even hold a public election? And,
Yes.
we said, yes, we can hold a public election. We checked with both the state and the city clerk, and certainly praise to the city clerk for doing his job and in executing the election with fidelity.
Yeah.
And as you know, that bond passed by an overwhelming majority of support from the community. And we remain grateful for that.
Wow, that's awesome. So I'm going to put some pictures up that you had forwarded to me, and then you can comment on them, okay? I'm going to start with
We have to.
the pool first.
Sure.
I mean, that was really some undertaking.
Yes, as you know, I believe the pool goes back to 1961 or 1962.
Mhm.
The original build of that pool was, if you can imagine, an almost like an expressway overpass. It was a poured cement roof deck with reinforced rebar pillars and structural steel that ran across that span that was covered in cement.
Mhm.
And while that was, essentially almost like an industrial build and a very solid build, the bad thing with that design, going back to that period in time, is, as you know, cement is porous.
Yes.
And over 4.5, 5 decades, five decades,
Weakens.
that chlorinated air, the particles of moisture and chlorine
Yep.
seeped into the cement, and it rusted away at that structural rebar and the structural steel that ran across that span, and it caused flexing, and it caused the cement to start cracking. So we knew if we were going to save that structure and move forward and have a pool, that roof deck, that cement roof deck, had to go. So what you're looking at now is essentially the bucket, as we like to call it. It's the exterior walls, the 3 exterior walls that surround the pool, and the new structural steel trusses, the industrial trusses, the modern trusses that are now put in place that will support a new style of a metal fabricated roof deck that will go up there and then be encapsulated in a roofing membrane.
So no more cement ceiling then.
No more cement ceiling. Yeah, that we've moved beyond that construction style now for quite some time.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that is quite an undertaking there. Now, are you raising the ceiling as well or no?
Nope, ceiling's not raised, but the expanse, it seems big in there. There were high ceilings in there to begin with. We will work to add in some areas where there'll be natural light coming in and some glass block, and you can see that access point there where they've actually cut into the wall and they've got some temporary doors installed. Right. That is on the northwest corner of the building. Okay. That will be glass block, and that will allow them to bring heavy equipment in and essentially scoop out that old pool.
Okay.
And install a new competition depth pool, a pool that's much deeper than the current one. That'll start going in here in the next few weeks.
Wow.
As we move forward, once we get the roof deck completed.
It's going to be beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. Yeah, we're looking probably sometime in May to have this project, wrapped up. We've had a couple challenges, and there's been surprises as we've kind of peeled the onion with this and found some things, and we've realized that maybe in certain areas the grade was lower than we expected, and water is actually, outside water is actually running towards the pool area. Couldn't have that, so we've had to make some engineering changes and some design changes as we progress with the project. But it's going to be, of course, when it gets finished.
And then, of course, with COVID and all of that, I mean, you're bound to have setbacks. Any supply shortages? I imagine the costs have gone up, or were you locked into a certain cost?
With many of the items, depending on when we went out to bid, we were able to secure sort of an early pandemic cost, but certainly we've had to be kind of vigilant because material costs are up 20-25% depending on what you're getting. So we've had to slow down some of our bids and kind of adjust our purchasing as there's been a bit of a roller coaster, because we don't want to pay a premium and essentially smoke through the early part of our bond money, because we're scheduled out, and we, $50 million sounds like a lot, but when you're spreading it across, 8 instructional buildings, central office, and buildings and grounds, it goes pretty quick.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Lynn Hammond says she's listening from 35,000 feet. She's going to Boston to see her daughter.
Travel safely.
That's awesome. All right, let's go to the real.
I have a question.
The real main one here. This is the auditorium, and this is really going to be nice.
Yeah, we're thrilled. As you know, O'Leary Auditorium. It's something of a showcase in Wayne County, and it's among the biggest, if not the largest, school auditorium in Wayne County.
Beautiful.
We've made some adjustments. We've increased the size of the seat, so the seats are going to be a bit bigger, a bit more comfortable.
Good.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm a little bigger.
And we've increased our handicapped accessibility. There's certain rows now, as you can see there, that I like, to give us more leg room and access. And new carpet, new bullnose all the way around, new edging, new paint, new sound, new scaffolding and behind the scenes items to control the flies and the curtains, and also new lighting, new sound, and we've modernized the bathrooms. The bathrooms are going to be wonderful and top notch. We've essentially we've taken 4 bathrooms and we've made them into 2 very large, comfortable bathrooms. So the women's bathroom will be on the north side of the auditorium.
Handicapped accessible.
And handicapped accessible. And then
Mhm.
we've also created in South O'Leary, in the South ticket booth, the former South ticket booth, we've created a family accessible restroom as well.
Yeah, those seats look a lot more comfortable too. Look a little more thicker
What's-
padding.
What's the seating capacity?
You
Seating
put some seats-
capacity, we've taken it from 920 to right around 878, 880.
Okay, so that gave us more room to stretch out a little bit,
Yes.
more leg room. Yeah,
We lost about 40, 45 seats, but folks are going to be a little bit more comfortable.
and actually, you have a play that's coming there soon, right?
Yeah, this week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Clue.
Clue, yeah, yeah. And you're only selling, I think, 100 tickets, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we're working closely with Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Our focus is to keep school open and keep the building staff and keep kids in school. So
Uh-huh.
in response to that, we're limiting our largest events are going to be limited, including athletics, to 100 spectators.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that just
Hopefully,
makes sense.
once we get through January, we can look at adjusting that. And as I shared, we are going to be updating guidance in response to what the Wayne County Health Department does in the next few days with the most recent update from Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the CDC.
Okay, awesome.
If we
And,
had to,
Go
if we
ahead.
had to cancel any athletic events because of COVID,
You know what? We've done fairly well. We've had some kids that haven't been able to participate. We've had a few times where we may not have enough. We may not have enough athletes because of quarantines, but overall we've done better than most districts. If we're in Wayne County, we're all under the Wayne County mask mandate, and when you compare us to districts or counties that don't have that, the data shows that has helped keep kids in school.
Yeah.
Wow. And as far as the district, some other things that we do, we have HEPA filters, a dedicated HEPA filter with 3 specific filters in that device inside each classroom. We're still working to maintain a distance of 3 feet between students, even when masked. And then we still encourage hand sanitization.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Well, it sounds like you're taking all the precautions, that's for sure. And we've weathered it
Following
quite
it.
well, it sounds like.
Yeah, overall, it hasn't been easy. There's been some very early mornings, 4 a.m. start sometimes to try to navigate the staffing challenges and see who we can pull in. And there's been some late nights as we've had some late notice, understandably, of some folks that have had to quarantine in response to being ill. So it's been all hands on deck. And again, shout out to the teachers because they are in front of kids every day doing what they do best, teaching. Shout out to our paraprofessionals and our admin assistants, and special praise to our bus drivers, food service workers, and custodians, because we are all in this together. Yeah,
I was just going to say the buses are running, so
yeah, absolutely.
That's good. That's good.
And that's one thing too. I mean, I live in a neighboring district not too far from here, and there's been many days my son does not have a bus to and from school because of the shortages. So,
oh wow,
we've considering what other districts are going through right now, and we may have sort of maybe 2 weeks for transportation for my son, and then 2 weeks without. And understandable, it's a bit of a bigger district, but here in Garden City, we've managed. I mean, we've cobbled it together, and we've worked hard to make sure kids who need a bus to school have continued to have it throughout this pandemic. So it hasn't been easy, but I remain proud of that, and I remain appreciative of the people who've been patient with us.
Yeah, we got a comment from the mayor, Mr. Fisher. Changes look great. You're doing a fantastic job during these challenging times. Yes, you are. You are. You really are. You've done a great job. Mrs. Chat has a question. Are you in need of sub teachers, bus drivers? And if so, what qualifications are needed?
Yeah, we're constantly looking to fill subs. We staff our sub pool through EduStaff. That's the organization we use here. You can feel free to call central office or direct people to call central office, and we'll happily help them get signed up with EduStaff. EduStaff still has some hiring expectations for substitutes. I believe they're still looking for 60 credit hours. Recently, the governor signed into law some legislation that gives us a bit more flexibility with using different folks. But the challenge is, if we're pulling a food service worker, if we're pulling a bus driver to put in front of a classroom, we're
Who
pulling,
drives the bus?
we're pulling them from another area of need. So not to be critical of anybody's decisions or sort of troubleshooting of this current situation, the best thing to do is just have a solid sub pool of folks who are dedicated to subbing in the classroom so that we don't have to pull from other areas and compromise our capacity to service other departments.
Yeah, people just don't understand how important substitute teachers are. They're very, very important, aren't they?
Very, very important. Yes. And, yes.
Yeah.
I can't sing their praises. I can't sing their praises enough. And paraprofessionals.
Yes.
Those good folks who work as aides and one-on-one aides and classroom aides to support instruction.
Right on down.
Likewise, they're very important too, and they perform an essential duty every single day.
Yeah. Mark Mukovich says O'Leary and football field look great.
Yeah, thumbs up. We wanted to start and really show the community our investment and honoring their investment in us through passing the bond. And we targeted big projects, pardon the pun, but with the football field, we targeted big projects to tackle first so that the community could see our commitment, but also our kids could benefit readily from that. So the field turned out incredibly well. We also did quite a bit of asphalt work and remodeled, modernized the field house. We repaved the Cambridge parking lot, redid the Cambridge parking lot. The science wing and science classrooms at the high school are magnificent and are truly, modernized and top notch. The greenhouse has been redone at the high school.
You got to send me some pictures.
Yeah, we're working on the pool now, of course. O'Leary is nearly complete, but we have an occupancy permit and we're using O'Leary. We're just putting some final touches on some of the trim work and that type of thing. And then, as we roll into our next group of projects, we're going to be doing quite a bit of work on the interior and exterior of Cambridge to give that building the TLC that it rightfully deserves.
Yeah,
absolutely. We've already improved the curb appeal over there quite a bit with asphalt work, curb work. But we're getting new windows over there. We're getting new air handlers over there. We're going to work hard to improve that building and modernize that building so that we can better serve our population there, rightfully so. And then we're going to roll into doing middle school work as well. We're going to do the parking lot at the middle school this summer. This summer we're also going to redo and modernize the office at the high school and also the library, the IMC and Commons.
Oh wow!
High school.
Wow.
Yeah, we had so much going on at the high school. There were some supply chain challenges. We had to scale back some of the work that took place over summer of 2021 at the high school. So now that work is rolled in the summer of 2022. And we've kind of adjusted our bond scope, but eventually all of our buildings here within the Garden City community, all of our school buildings will be touched. The only building that's not part of our bond renovations is Berger Baylor, and that's because Wayne Risa owns that building. And that building was built in the mid-90s. So overall, that building's in pretty good shape.
Yeah. Pretty good shape for sure. Sandy says she knows it's early, but how does graduation look?
I'm hopeful, that graduation, with it being an outdoor event, I'm hopeful that graduation, will look more normal than not. So I'm going to remain optimistic. Kind of where we're at right now is, with the way this variant is burning through the, communities and across the nation and across every single state, basically, in the U.S. You couple that with the people who are positive and have antibodies, and you couple that with the folks who've been vaccinated. Again, I'm not making predictions. I'm not a medical doctor, but I would like to hope, and I certainly pray that we're near the end of this event.
Yeah, by September, hopefully we will be. Just hope for good weather.
Absolutely.
All right, before I let you go, I know you said there's a vacancy on the school board that you wanted to talk about.
Absolutely. First, before I go down there, I want to congratulate and I want to thank Mrs. Jen Vanderwater for her years of service and commitment to this district. She served on the board for right around 7 years.
Trustee, right?
She was a trustee, yes. And her sons have all graduated and moved on and are in college now. And Jen is digging in more to her career now that her boys have graduated. So she's spending more time out at U of M Hospital in various capacities, taking on some leadership roles. And to support that, they've moved closer to Ann Arbor, and they left their residency here in Garden City. So her resignation went into effect on Christmas Eve. They actually, finished moving and moved in on Christmas Eve. So the board accepted, her resignation, her letter dated December 24th. So now we have that vacancy. We've been working with Michigan Association of School Boards, otherwise known as MASB, our legal counsel, to follow the process and procedure for the board to appoint, consistent with board policy, a new board member. That posting went out to the community, notice of vacancy. We are accepting applications here at central office. They may be picked up. They have to be turned in by 4 p.m. on Friday. Oh. And then we have 2 special meetings. The board voted to have 2 special meetings this past Monday. So there'll be a meeting on Monday, the 17th.
Okay.
And that will be for the board members to discuss an open meeting, the applications they've received, and review candidate profiles and make a determination who they will advance to the interview round. That determination will be made based on who best fits the MASB profile for a board member.
Okay.
And then Wednesday night, Wednesday, January 19th, in open session, the board will interview candidates, those candidates that they elected to move forward to that interview round.
Will that be televised,
Yeah, it'll be recorded. I don't believe it'll be streamed, but as an open meeting, it'll certainly be recorded and posted to our board meeting.
Cool.
Posted to our website, excuse me.
Awesome. All right. Sounds good. Well, look, did you cover everything you wanted to cover tonight?
Yeah, you know what? Just a big shout out and thanks to the community. I want to continue to thank them for their support and understanding. This has been a long haul for all of us. Yeah. And, I kind of half joke, half seriously say, find me the person that is most tired and ready to be done with COVID. And every single superintendent I know will be at least equally tired of COVID as that person. It's been a long haul for all of us. And I want to just thank the community. We're all ready to be done with this. But with this current variant, there's still a little bit ways to go. Yeah. We want to focus on keeping kids in school. We want to focus on keeping students and staff safe. And there's still some, there's still some things we've got to do, including masking as we move forward. I'm hopeful that the updated guidance will reduce the quarantine period. I'm hopeful that the updated guidance will, in the school setting, reduce the amount of contact tracing and quarantines we have to do. So I want to find more out about that tomorrow as I said, as I meet with county officials and other superintendents, and we get more information from Wayne County. I know some districts have put things out already and made some decisions and determinations, but they've done so based on what Michigan Department of Health and Human Services has put out, and not on what Wayne County Health Department specifically has given us. What I don't want to do is put something out and have to
change it
or change it and somehow disappoint or upset somebody. I want to get it done right the first time. So I'm waiting for that final confirmation and information to come directly from Wayne County, so that then we can prepare and get that out to the community and make those adjustments accordingly. We're all ready to have some of these restrictions lighten up a little bit, but we got to do it the right way. We got to keep it safe, and we don't want to compromise our capacity to offer in-person instruction to our community.
Yeah, get those kids vaccinated, talk to your kids, get involved in their lives, parents, that's for sure. You're doing a great job, Derek, honest to God.
Appreciate it.
I don't envy you at all. I mean, you've really had a task.
I have broad shoulders for a reason. I've got a very supportive board, a board who's committed to making sure that kids get the best education possible.
Yeah, we have the best.
And we work together as a team, a solid team of 8. That's not to say that some people don't have different viewpoints and perspectives and opinions.
Right.
But as an institution, when you're committed to making sure that kids are educated to the best of our capacity, that's the best place to start. And all you have to do is kind of look around and listen to what's going on in some of these other districts and when a board starts to tear itself apart, or when you have falling out, everybody suffers.
Yeah.
And the community should be very proud of the job they have done in electing good people to represent them on the school board. And this is a challenging job.
Yeah.
It's very unique to have bosses,
Yeah.
as I do, but I'm proud of the people that oversee me and that I report to, because they make good choices, because their choices are always focused on supporting kids and supporting this district.
Yeah.
So we see absolutely eye to eye, and we're on the same page as we move forward.
That's great.
There have been challenges with this pandemic, but we've made good decisions. We made thoughtful decisions, and certainly there are opinions on both sides, every side of the fence, and I respect those. And I'm sensitive to people's personal,
But
beliefs,
you're still civil. You're still civil.
whatever they may be.
Right.
But realize when we're making decisions that could compromise the health of students or staff, we have to do it cautiously and thoughtfully. And
Right.
I'm not going to cave to pressure or, nasty grams. It's not the way I operate.
Good for you.
I operate how I would want my own son treated, and the expectations I have in place for him. And again, superintendents, I know many of them from across the state. There's about 520 of us.
Yeah.
And I don't believe any of them, including myself, are medical doctors. So we have to defer to folks in other areas
Sure.
to help us with these decisions. And that's what we do.
You have to. You have to. Yep. Well, it shows that you're doing a great job, and your heart's in the right place. That's for sure.
Appreciate it.
That says, have you been able to secure enough N95 masks for the school employees?
We're working on that right now. Talking to our business officer and working with Wayne Risa. We certainly have a mountain of PPE, including hand sanitizer, aerosolized spray for our electrostatic sprayers. We've got many different types of cloth and medical grade masks that we receive from various sources. And we're working on right now to increase our amount of N95 or KN95 masks. So that's something we are working on right now.
Yeah, they're recommending that now. So let's hope there's not a shortage of that again. Geez, oh Pete. Sherry Frost says, kudos to the high school teachers working so well with our kids that have had to quarantine, especially so close to finals.
Yeah, thank you for that, Ms. Frost. And it's important to note, as this funding has come in through various funding streams, right, from the federal government and the state, whether it's CARES Act money or TRIG money, technology resource infrastructure grant money, or ESSER money. We have used that with fidelity to support instruction, and we've really invested in our tech infrastructure and our amount of devices so that every kid in the district has access to basically a brand new Chromebook or iPad, right? So that should we have to put that student out in quarantine, or should we have to move a building to remote instruction, which not going to do necessarily yet outside of Lathers, we've been able to support them with technology. That's my partner in crime.
Yeah, bring your partner in there.
I had to pick him up from Lucky Dog and bring him back over here because he was spending some time.
What's his name? Ollie?
That's Ollie. Ollie, come here real quick.
Yeah, bring Ollie in there. Let's bring Ollie in. There he is.
This is my pal. I get to kind of clear my mind early in the morning and late at night with some long walks. So he's my he's my pandemic pup, and he's been a great friend this past year and a half almost.
Yeah.
So we're happy to have him in the family.
It's amazing how they make you feel and just calm you down, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, look, Derek, thank you so much for coming on. You always are so informative for everyone, and we really appreciate you coming on, and come back anytime.
Hey, thank you guys. I appreciate the opportunity to get on the show. Thank you for making this format so accessible and for asking good and thoughtful questions. Super appreciated. We like to keep folks informed. This is a great platform to do so. So thank you for everything.
All right. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
You got it.
See you, Ollie.
All
right. Bye. What a cute dog. Oh my gosh. All right. Boy, he is fabulous, isn't he?
Yeah,
We couldn't
we have to get him
we're
back
blessed.
we need to get him back every 2 or 3 months to get updates.
Exactly. He is I'll tell you, we couldn't ask for a better superintendent and somebody that cares as much as he does. It's amazing. Okay, just a quick reminder. I want to mention if you are a small business owner and you'd like to feature your business on our show, please contact us either by email at gccommunitychat@gmail.com or message us on Facebook. We would love to have you on and be a part of promoting your business. It also might be a good idea to check out and join the Garden City Business Alliance at gardencitybusinessalliance.org. All right, let's get Joe in here, and then we're going to get you up, Mike, okay? So let's
Okay,
tax talk in here right now. Stand by.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tax Talk with Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. So this week we're going to discuss a little bit about something that I've got a couple questions on this week already, the child tax credit for this year. So normally the child tax credit is $2,000 per qualifying child. That's any child that's under 17. It does come with phase outs, $200,000 for single or head of household, $400,000 a year for married filing joint. But for 2021 only, as of right now, just for 2021, that's been increased to $3,000 for any child from 6 to 17 and $3,600 for any child under 6. Now, the income phase outs are lower for the advanced credit, $75,000 a year for single, $112,500 for head of household, and $150,000 for married filing jointly. So with the one credit, there's actually 2 income thresholds that we will have to worry about and calculate. Now, the extra advanced child tax credits was sent out as an advancement monthly from July to December for most people. And that was based on the children on your 2020 return. Now, we must reconcile that at tax time. If you were under the amount and you were supposed to get more, you will receive that on your tax return. If there was an overpayment, you may have to pay back on your tax return that overpayment for what you received. Now, it's very, very important that you bring the letter with you. The IRS has been sending out letters already telling the taxpayers exactly what they received for that child tax credit, the advancement. So you want to make sure to give that to your tax preparer because they're going to need that to do an accurate return. If you don't bring it or if you just guess, it may cause some big delays, which we saw a lot last year, and we're expecting actually to see more this year. However, try to make it as simple as you can for them. So that's one of the big things that we're talking about this year. Make sure you reconcile your advance payment, what you received to what you're supposed to receive. So there could be a difference, and there's a little play in there. So you just want to make sure that you give an accurate amount on your taxes to avoid any delays. So hope that kind of clears that up a little bit, the Reader's Digest version. If there's further questions on that topic or any other topic, feel free to shoot me an email. You can email me, Joe at jnjtaxesandmore.com. You can hit me up on my Facebook where I try to give a little bit of information here and there on what's going on. Or you can call the office at 734-523-8261. And I'm sorry, I gave the wrong number, 734-523-8291. Mixing up phone numbers here. So hope that helps. Hope you have a great week. This has been Joe from J&J Taxes and More, and look forward to seeing you, talking to you soon. Thanks.
All right. Good information from Joe Bartley. All right. Real quick before we get to Mike, just a reminder, the next city council meeting is going to be January 24th, 7 p.m. in the council chambers located at 6,000 Middle Belt Road. It's a good way for you to get involved, voice any concerns that you may have. All right, Mike, you ready? We'll wrap it up.
Yes.
All right. Clear your
I'm
throat.
ready. Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. Yes, that'll be the day.
Time for
And
some
you make me cry. You say you're gonna leave.
Mike.
You know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die.
All right. Sounding good.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Home pantry needs volunteers. It's in need of volunteers to help the pantry. One volunteer to work in a pantry on Thursday mornings from 8:45 to 12:30. One volunteer to pick up food once a month on any Wednesday at Gleaners on Northline Road and bring it to Maplewood. You can call 734-793-1859 for more information.
And this just came out today, I believe.
Effective January 18th, the library will be pickup only.
Yep.
No entry for browsing, no public computer use. Place holds online with www.gardencitymi.org or by phone 734-793-1830. Library staff will make copies. They will fax. Masks are required at pickup.
Okay. Let me see what we got next.
Yeah, this is
Donations.
yeah, we've been talking about this one for a few weeks now. Our home pantry needs donations of toiletries. Toiletries aren't often donated during the holidays, but they are needed.
Mm-hmm.
Items can be dropped off at the Maplewood Community Center.
All right. COVID testing still going on.
Yeah, long lines for this. Well, these people that have avoided getting vaccinations are now starting to say, well, maybe I'm going to have to get a test. It looks like everybody's going to get this virus before we're done.
Right.
Fortunately, for those of us who have been vaccinated and boosted, that it's a pretty mild response when you do get it.
Right.
Anyway, quality care, free drive-through testing. Hard to read some of this fine print.
Yeah, just at
Oh.
Westland Hall, their location.
Okay. How to protect yourself. Wear masks, use hand sanitizers. See a doctor.
Yep.
Social distancing.
It's at Westland City Hall, 36300 Warren Road. The hours are Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
Thank you.
There is no restriction on residents, so anybody that shows up will be tested. And also, there's no end date that has been mentioned, so it's going to go on for a while, I guess.
Yeah. Tai Chi Wednesdays for beginners at 11:15 to 12:15 and advanced from 12:30 to 1:30 at the Maplewood Community Center.
Yep.
January 8th, superhero skate.
That's old.
Yeah. Cardio strength training, Saturdays at 9 a.m. at the Maplewood Community Center. You can call 734-793-1850 to register.
Yeah, this is still very important right here this time of year.
Right. This is
Especially, did you see that fire in Philadelphia that they said it was
oh, yeah.
space heater? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And those apartments, I guess, apparently it made a big difference whether you kept your door closed or not.
Right, exactly. Yep. That was that one in New York too, that high rise.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah, plug in only one heat producing appliance in an electric outlet at a time and keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet from any heat source.
Exactly. Not up against the curtains because they'll go up like nothing.
Yeah. We've had this one for a while now too. Preschool playtime, Maplewood Community Center gym, fun activities, make new friends. It's on Mondays from 9:30 to 11, $3 drop-in. Parents and kids ages 1 through 4 can come imagine, play, and create. Call 734-793-1877 for more information.
Yep.
Inventory blowout sale.
Oh, that's old too, Mike. What the
Yeah,
heck?
January 12th. You got to go yesterday.
This is tomorrow.
Okay. This is tomorrow. This is still good.
Yep.
Parents' night out at the Maplewood Community Center. We'll watch the kids while you get a break. Tomorrow, January 14th from 5:30 to 9, starring a Winter Wonderland of Fun. $10 for a child, $5 for a sibling. You must register. Well, you needed to register by earlier this week.
Probably, yeah.
They're going to have pizza, candy, crafts, games, and fun.
Yep. And here's what Derek Fisher was talking about. You can go and check out the new auditorium.
Right.
Seats.
They're going to be presenting Clue. They're, of course, located at 6500 Middle Belt Road.
Yep.
It's going to be Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Tickets are $10 pre-sale, $12 at the door, and a limited capacity of up to 100 people. Masks are required.
Right. And then this is going to be next week guest with Dennis Newbacher. Len Fisher will be on talking about this.
Yep. Rumors by Neil Simon is going to present it at the Inspire Theater starting tomorrow. So on Friday and Saturday, the 14th and 15th, the 21st and 22nd, the 28th and 29th at 7:30, and on Sunday the 16th, the 23rd, and 30th at 2 p.m. Tickets are $17, and you can get those at Inspire Theater. That's spelled TheaterE.ticketleap.com.
Right. Okay. I know it's kind of early for some of these, but they're wanting to get the word out.
Okay, there's Westland Chamber of Commerce is pleased to announce an exciting opportunity to showcase your business at the 2022 Health and Business Expo.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Smoker Smiles, Westland Shopping Center, and the Michigan Chiropractic Specialists. This is going to be on Saturday, March 12th,
Yep.
from 10 to 3
Right
in the Westland Shopping Center.
Yeah. That's a big one too. So if you want to showcase your business, get a hold of the Westland Chamber, and I believe you got to register for that. This is coming up too in May.
Indie Art and Craft Jam on Sunday, May 22nd, and September 25th.
Yep.
So there's 2 sessions, one in May and one in September.
Yep.
Presented by Creative SOL Makery and Helium Studio. Local makers, fine music, live music, good eats. 5805 Central in Garden City, the northeast corner and middle of Fort and Middle Belt.
Yep. And that's all I got. I do have our Garden City Buzz came in the water bill.
Right.
I did want to mention that Garden City University is going to be taking applications for their spring semester. They're going to meet, it's a free 6-week course. They're going to meet every other Wednesday evening from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And the course will cover a number of topics, including city administration, public works, public safety, finance, parks and rec, and a variety of areas related to Garden City's municipal government. So you can check
A good
that
way to
out.
learn about.
For more information, go to gardencity.org/740/Garden City University. They're also recommending that when we get snow, keep the fire hydrants clear of snow up to 3 feet around the fire hydrant, and all kinds of good information on this. So if you got it, don't throw it away, read it. What else we got here? Bostic family. They were the grand champions over on 29195 Sheridan for the light competition. And that's all I have, Mike. You got
Okay.
anything else?
Well, the city council meeting, they swore in Stacy for the partial term,
Yep, she'll be on the show the 27th.
right? And appointed Pat Squires to be mayor pro tem to take Kelly's place in that position.
And this is only till November, so
Yeah, November 14th.
finishing out the term of Kelly's.
And we promoted a police officer to sergeant and
Yep,
swore in a couple of new police officers.
yep. Some
Yeah,
young
that's-
ones, that's for sure.
Yeah, they sure look young. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, they did.
I think that's important for that position.
Hey, did I mention Sherry Lynn Bowers in there? And she says, "Good night, Garden City. Please stay safe and healthy for all and shop local." Kathy Harmon, Chief Harmon says, "Great advice and thank you for sharing the fire prevention advice." Also, Sandy Abraham, "You need to go on and talk winter fire prevention, Kathy Harmon." Yes,
Yeah,
anytime, Chief.
we got February open.
Yeah. February 3rd, first show of February. You can come on if you want. Let me know. We got Kathy Ward in there. Our number one fan is in there. Tom Jankowski's in there. How you doing, Tom? Good to see you. Good to see you. I mentioned Mark Mukovitz. Who else we got in there, Mike?
Patty Fix.
Yep, Patty Fix is in there. Let's see. Derek Parton was in there. That was last week's guest, right?
Yes, it was.
We had quite a few people watching tonight. We really appreciate it. Is that all you have?
Yeah, Kiwanis is looking for suggestions for projects that can help youth. So if you've got any ideas, please let one of us know because we're trying to plan our programs for the rest of the year.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we'll definitely get that word out.
Let's see, is it maybe something out of Marketplace that we can re-mention?
Marketplace is out now. You can get that at your favorite
Oh, the
establishment.
Big Comedy Magic Show.
Yeah, that's coming, isn't it?
Yeah, with Gordon Russ is coming up on January 29th at the Maplewood Community Center. $5 a child, $2 a sibling.
Uh-huh.
It's from 12 to 1 p.m.
Lots of stuff.
Just
be careful. That's all I gotta
talking
tell
about that.
Mask up. Be careful.
Library.
Cautious.
Straight Farmhouse has got a bunch of stuff going.
Oh yeah, Straight Farmhouse. Yeah, Kim Marquette was in there from the Straight Farmhouse. I meant to mention.
That's true.
She, they have a lot of events going on. Go to straightfarmhouse.org. They have them all listed there for you. They have something going on all the time, something for everybody. So check out the Straight Farmhouse.
Yeah, I guess that's about it.
All right. Coming up on 1 hour and 15 minutes. All right. Remember, if you would like to be a guest on the show, or if you know someone who might be interested, it's very easy. Just contact us at gccommunitychat.com or message us on Facebook. You can also text us at 734-788-9319. Doesn't matter what community you live in. We want to hear from you. During these times, we'll do the show remotely and safely from the comfort of your home or an office. Maybe own a business or belong to an organization and would like to share your information with us and the surrounding communities. If so, contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you. I can't think of anything else.
No.
Oh, Kim Marquette just posted. Let me get that up here. Straight Farmhouse Museum, February 12th. Chocolate, cards, and love.
Ooh, chocolate.
More information on their website, straightfarmhouse.org. Thank you, Kim. Appreciate that. And with that said, Mike, I think we're ready to call this a podcast.
Podcast.
Special thanks to Garden City Public School Superintendent Derek Fisher. Always good to see him. He's a great talker, great information.
Doing some good things over there.
He's doing some fabulous things. He really is. To contact Derek, you can go to gardencityschools.com. Also, thanks to Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. Remember to contact Don. It's Joe at 734-523-8291. He's located at 29217 Ford Road in Garden City. That's right next door to the old Oren Jewelers establishment. Also, a big thanks to my fantastic co-host, meteorologist Dr. Tom Iwinski, and Kiwanis President Mike Jones.
Well, I forgot to mention, we had a couple of guests last week at the Kiwanis meeting.
Yeah.
Dr. Tom.
Yeah.
And Kathy Owinski, who's thinking of joining.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That's some good guests for sure.
Yeah.
Did Tom talk about weather or what?
Yeah. Somebody asked him what the weather was going to be, and he said cold.
Yeah, that's real technical, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I stick my head out the door. There's 50% chance of showers or something. All right, Mike, any final thoughts before we go?
No, that's it, Gary.
All right. Well, big thank you to each and every one of you who were watching and listening tonight. Hope you got some great information out of tonight's show. Remember, this show will be available right after we sign off tonight on Facebook. So we hope that you'll catch it later at your convenience, especially if you tuned in late. Just go to facebook.com/GCChat. Also catch us on YouTube. You can go to our YouTube channel. Just search for GC Community Chat. You'll find not only this show, but all our past shows as well. And please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. We would appreciate it. And as always, we continue to thank all the healthcare workers, fire, first responders, police and fire, everyone on the front lines who serve and protect us every day. We can't thank you enough, especially now. I don't know how they're doing it. It's just grueling.
Challenging.
Be safe. We want you to know that you and your families are in our thoughts and prayers every day. And when you see any of these heroes, please let them know how much you appreciate them. We are praying that relief comes soon so you all can catch a break. Remember, the success of a community depends on the community, so please support your local businesses. Don't forget community unity. Let's be united and support one another. And please don't hesitate. Vaccinate. Not only for yourself, but for your friends and family and community. And mask up. Very important again, the mask. Deep down, it's the right thing to do if we ever want to beat this crappy virus. And Mike, if you see something,
say something.
Absolutely. Look out for one another out there. For all your weather information, be sure to head on over to drtomsweather.com. Great user-friendly website full of good information. We will see you right back here next Thursday, January 20th. Going to be a good one on Facebook Live when our guest will be Dennis Newbacher from WWJ News Radio 950 and Len Fisher, the director of Inspire Theater in Westland. So until then, you guys, thanks for listening. Stay safe and have a great week. Mike, take care of yourself, buddy.
Yeah, you too, Kerry.
All right, we'll talk to you. Bye.
Yep.